Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. I am all done crafting fall for this year and I am ready to get on with Christmas. So I wanted to show you a quick Christmas pizza pan sign idea that I've had, and it's a little bit different than what I've done before. It's the same in some ways and different in others. The paper I'm using is the Fireside Collection. It was a hot buy from Michaels. I did get it at the end of the Christmas season last year. I always buy paper at the end of the season when it's on sale so that I have it uh, early on in the season the following year, because right now nobody has Christmas paper out yet unless you want to pay a fortune for it. It's not on sale. So I go ahead and I buy these hot buys when I see them, and then when they first come out. But if I really like one, I'll go back and buy another pad or two so that I have it to craft with in September, like right now, when the sales or the Christmas paper stock hasn't been replenished yet. You can get a little bit at Hobby Lobby right now, but Michael's, I haven't seen any Christmas paper at Michael's right now, so I'm using this one. Fireside, it's got the old-fashioned car. It's not the one that has the truck. It has the actual car. It has a lot of wreaths and your traditional Christmas colors in it. And I also like this paper, which I want to do another pizza pan with. It'll be kind of interesting to see how the square works on the circle. But what I've chosen for this one is this Santa Claus paper. And I wanted to get, I love the vintage look of it, and I wanted to be able to get that whole Santa on there. So I have my tissue paper pattern that I saved from that last pizza pan project I did, and I've traced it on to where the whole Santa is in here, but it overhangs just a little bit on these sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this margin of paper off and try to match up the lines as best I can and make that a full circle. So let me grab my scissors. Oh, the other supplies you're going to need for this project, I should probably tell you that. So you need a full page art of a piece of scrapbook paper with a full page art on it, or a large picture, depending on what you want it to be. You need a tissue or cardboard template that fits inside your pizza pan. You need a pizza pan. This is one from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to be using one of these packages of wood stems. They're getting harder to find. The last few times I've been in, I haven't been able to get them, so this is one I had on hand. And then I've got a package of the Christmas metal words, and we're just going to kind of play with it and see what works. But I really like this vintage Santa, so that's what I wanted to use. Oh, and you're going to need Mod Podge, and for this I like to use matte finished. Got this at the Dollar Tree. Okay, I think that's all we're going to need. You'll need something for a hanger, but we will decide what that will be after we get it made. I never like to decide on my hangers until the last minute. I don't know why, that's just the way I roll. So I've cut this off, and ooh, it lines up pretty good. Now I can simply take my pencil and trace the rest of my circle. Now I'm going to cut my circle out. Just making sure that my glued on pieces are on good and solid, and I just love that little Santa. He's cute. So I'm going to go ahead and decoupage him on. So the way I like to decoupage is to put some in the middle. And go ahead and spread it around. Make sure you have all the dust and everything off of it, because any little bump that's left on the pan will show through your paper. And I don't like to put a coat of Mod Podge on top of my paper projects that I do to the pans, because I like the texture of the paper. It's not sealed, it's not going to last forever, but it's an inexpensive art piece that doesn't take a lot of time to make. And when I get tired of this design, I can simply put this in the sink, soak it for about an hour, and that old paper will peel right off, and then I can do a new design. I could even do it a different season if I wanted, you know, whatever I want to do. So that's one reason why I don't seal. It's just easier to get it off, and you really don't need to. And also Mod Podge, sometimes if you seal it, you put a coat of Mod Podge on top, any moisture that gets on there really gets kind of sticky. And I'm sure there's probably some kind of sealant that Mod Podge makes that you could put on there. But that's just one more step that I honestly don't really think I need to do. I haven't had any problems with the paper buckling or anything like that without putting that second coat on. In fact, I have more problems with the paper buckling with that second coat than I do with just the one. So if you're going to put a second coat over the top, my advice to you is to let this first coat completely dry before you attempt to even put that on. Okay, so I'm putting this down. My seam here is not cooperating, so I'm just going to put a little bit of Mod Podge in behind the seam, and I'm wiping any off that comes out because I don't want to put a sealer on here. Then I'm going to grab my brayer and I start in the middle and I go around, and it just helps get all the bubbles out. If you don't have a brayer, you can totally use like an old gift card or a credit card, or I've even used my Cricut scraper tool, a plastic putty knife would work. Anything that's going to put some pressure on and be able to scoop the bubbles out from the middle. So you work from the middle to the outside edge. I started with the outside edge because I wanted to get it stuck down, but now I'm rolling from the middle, just making sure that all the bubbles are out, and then I'll go around the edge one more time. And where those seams are, I'm really trying to push them down, make sure that they stay stuck. Okay. And for some reason here, we are curling up. So I'm just going to put a little Mod Podge on my paintbrush and put it in there. Okay, once you've gotten all the bubbles out, you need to give it a little bit of time to dry completely. If you wanted to paint the edges of your pan and not have them be silver, you could do that before you Mod Podge this on. I don't like to paint things, and my house is pretty relaxed, so I think that the silver works good. And I just kind of like, it's not super shiny, it's kind of dull, and that's fine with me. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. All right, so this has had about an hour to dry. It doesn't feel damp anymore. Now I'm going to work on the border, and that's what I'm going to use these sticks for, or the stems from the Dollar Tree. Now these stems are natural wood, so they are going to expand and contract with the heat and cooling and whatnot, changing temperatures that happen in your house. So I'm going to put a combination of mostly hot glue, but a little bit of E6000 on them. So just a couple of dots of E6000. And if you have any of these little knobs on there, you need to make sure those are up, because otherwise it will make it hard to glue down. So I've got a dot of E6000 there and a dot there, and I'm just going to run a small bead of hot glue in between and place it onto the edge of the pan. This is what I have, and I think I'm just going to use some of the newer rope and make a little hanger for it so it's a little bit rustic as well. So the way I attach my hangers is I take a pencil, I figure out where the middle is, and I put a little mark back here. I stand it up and center it, and I put a mark back here. Then I know where this top is, and that gives me a little bit of space to work. So I put my E6000 lid on a little too soon. So I'm going to put a good glop of E6000 because you want your hanger to be kept on here really well. You don't want it falling off. And then I'm also going to put some hot glue, and I have one of my little silicone fingers that I got at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to hold that down into the hot glue. Make sure it sets. And then over here where I put the other E6000, I'm also going to put another line of hot glue. And push that down. What I like about using the rope for the hangers on these pizza pans is there's like a little lip here, and the rope just naturally wants to sit in there. Okay. Now, since this is E6000, it is going to take a little bit of time to dry. So I like to get my binder clips out and just clip as best I can that hanger on there. Now, this is a little more difficult with the logs on there, but that's going to hold that hanger in place until it's good and dry. Okay, so we have that. And then what I want to do is I have these Christmas words, and I'm hoping now that I've got the edging on it that the word believe is going to fit. I've also got the words that came in the Christmas metal word package are peace, joy, and believe. So I'm hoping that believe will fit, and it will. And I kind of like how that looks. Okay, so I am going to, I was thinking about gluing it flat on, but I think I'm going to pop it up with my foam tape. If you've watched any of my other things where I've used these metal words, you know how I do this. This is the Super Glue brand foam mounting tape that you get at the Dollar Tree. It comes segmented in little squares or rectangles like this, and the backing paper is wider than the front paper, and so I leave two pieces hooked together, and then I just fold, I remove the backing paper and I fold it over. That makes a double thickness square or a rectangle, and then I just cut the pieces really small. It's about in quarters because you need them to be kind of skinny so you're not seeing them. Oh, this one's going to be 5. I cut that too big. Okay, flip over your metal word, peel off the backing off of one side, and then stick it down. And once those are peeled off, you can put this in your hanger. Press it down gently, but make sure it makes good contact. And voila, all done. I like how the logs look. Logs just kind of speak Christmassy to me. They also speak beachy, but I just really like how this looks. Okay, if you like this project, please give it a thumbs up down and let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and hit that little notification bell. That way you'll get notified each and every time that I post a video. So I hope you enjoy this project and hope maybe you'll look through your scrapbook paper and see what you've got and get a pan and try it for yourself. This has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.